Sovieshu says he doesn't trust people who act on emotion. Unfortunately for him, jealousy is an emotion too. Hi friends, welcome back to the Remarried Empress. Soldiers immediately surround Grand Duke Kaufman. Lower your weapons, Navier orders. The soldiers hesitate. Only after Sovieshu repeats the command do they finally obey. But the tension doesn't disappear. Kaufman raises his hand, electricity crackling around his fingers. He warns them that his specialty is magic. Unlike a swordsman, he can attack from a distance. The soldiers immediately point their weapons at him once more. Sovieshu sighs. Lower them. For the second time, the soldiers obey. Then Sovieshu turns his attention to Kaufman. It seems you care deeply for the Empress. Kaufman's expression hardens. My actions are simple common decency. Then he fires back with a question. Is it reasonable to ask a wife to accept the child conceived through her husband's affair? The garden falls silent. Sovieshu narrows his eyes. Rashta is an official mistress. Then he adds sarcastically, or perhaps the Empire of Lupt only allows one partner? A ridiculous argument considering Lupt's upper class is known for maintaining harems. A small smirk appears on Sovieshu's face. As he turns to leave, he claims he can't understand Kaufman's impulsive actions. People who lose control because of emotion are difficult to trust. Perhaps he should reconsider the agreement with Lupt. Still, he says generously he won't imprison the Grand Duke. He wouldn't want Lupt to lose face. Before Navier can intervene, Kaufman bows his head to her. This is my fault. I should have controlled my emotions better. Navier decides she will speak with Sovieshu tomorrow, hopefully after he calms down. That night, Navier finds herself unable to sleep. Laura's words resurface. The maid once hoped Kaufman would show enough interest in Navier for Sovieshu to finally realize how precious she is. Then other memories surface. Kaufman protecting her, Kaufman helping her, Kaufman standing by her side. Lost in thought, Navier notices Quinn sitting alone on the balcony. The bird looks strangely sad. Concerned, she approaches him and gently strokes his feathers. For a brief moment, Quinn leans into her touch. Then he suddenly spreads his wings and flies away into the night. Navier watches him disappear, wondering what could possibly be wrong. The next morning, Navier goes to see Sovieshu. She wants to discuss the agreement with Lupt. Regardless of yesterday's incident, she believes the deal will benefit the Empire. Sovieshu disagrees immediately. How do you know it will help or harm the Empire? Navier calmly explains the research she has done. Sovieshu dismisses it as a mere possibility. Then he suddenly changes the subject. Aren't you going to ask how I am after being punched? Navier blinks, then politely asks if he's alright. Not really. He folds his arms. I'm not sure whether this agreement benefits the Empire or the lover you gain from it. Navier can't believe what she's hearing, and neither do I. Then she reminds him of something important. He is the one who openly parades his mistress around the Empire. Why is he suddenly interfering with her love life? The question immediately angers him. A concubine is just a concubine, he snaps. But you are the Empress. Unfortunately, someone overhears every word. Rashta. And what she hears terrifies her. The moment Sovieshu stops loving her, what happens? Does she lose everything? Does she become a slave again? Viscount Lotteshu's threats echoes in her mind. Back in her chambers, Rashta asks Countess Verdi a strange question. Has there ever been a concubine loved by an emperor for the entire life? Verdi assures her that it isn't unheard of. Besides, Rashta has nothing to worry about. The baby will forever connect her to the imperial family. That child is her greatest strength. Rashta's expression darkens. I don't want to use my child as a tool. Before the conversation can continue, another visitor is announced. Viscount Lotteshu. Rashta immediately dismisses everyone from the room. Once they are alone, her expression becomes guarded. Why are you here? Lotteshu smiles. I need money. How much? The mansion costs 400,000 crowns. Rashta nearly chokes. But he isn't finished. He also wants another 100,000 crowns for renovations. A mansion that large for one person? Rashta asks in disbelief. Lotteshu smiles, a terrible smile. I won't be living there alone. Rashta freezes. My grandson will be living there as well. Her son. The color drains from her face. Then Lotteshu twists the knife even deeper. God, Rashta, is money spent on my grandchild really so wasteful? Rashta has no answer. Meanwhile, Navier walks through the southern palace. Sovieshu's words continue bothering her. The lover she will gain. Why does he care? He doesn't love her. As she rounds a corner, she spots Rashta rushing through the halls. Her face is pale. Something is clearly wrong. Navier watches her enter Duke Urgi's room. Urgi notices Navier as well. Without a word, he quietly shuts the door. Navier dismisses it. Whatever they are doing is none of her business. A moment later, footsteps approach. It is Prince Heinrey. He greets her warmly, then admits there is something he doesn't want to say. He asks her to walk with him. Outside, white flowers drift through the air. The wind is cold. Without hesitation, Heinrey places his jacket over Navier's shoulders. She smiles. I'm not cold. Then Heinrey finally tells her he is returning to the Western Kingdom. He asks if they can continue exchanging letters. Navier immediately agrees. He seems relieved. Then he explains that Queen will be busy as well. Instead, the bluebird will deliver the letters. Navier is surprised. Why would Queen suddenly be busy? Heinrey only smiles and says Queen has an important symbolic role to play. Later, Heinrey informs Sovieshu that he's returning to the Western Kingdom. Sovieshu listens quietly. With Heinrey leaving, the person he needs to watch is clearly Grand Duke Kaufman. That realization immediately puts him in a good mood. A bright smile appears on his face as he wishes Heinrey a safe journey. Afterward, Heinrey heads toward Duke Urgi's room. Before entering, however, he overhears Rashta promising to repay a debt. He quietly hides behind a nearby statue and waits for her to leave. Once she is gone, Urgi asks if Henry came simply to say goodbye. Henry shakes his head. No, let's talk inside. Whatever they need to discuss clearly isn't meant for others to hear. That night, news reaches Navier. Prince Henry has departed before dawn. A strange sadness settles in her chest. If she had known he would leave so suddenly, she would have spoken with him longer. Her mind drifts back to their first meeting. The strange prince who knelt and kissed her hand. Somewhere along the way, he becomes a genuine friend, and she never tells him. As she enters her room, another piece of news awaits her. The Duchess of Turania has left the capital. Navier is stunned. What about the divorce? Her ladies informs her that the judge ruled in favor of the Duke because of Viscount Landry's case. Then they hand her a letter. In it, the Duchess thanks Navier for helping Viscount Landry, for listening, for caring. Landry was willing to sacrifice his life for her. Now, she chooses to follow him. The Duchess asks Navier not to blame herself. And if Navier ever needs help in the future, she promises to repay her kindness. At the end of the letter is one final request. Please burn this after reading it. Navier lowers the letter. Henry is gone. Queen is gone. Now, the Duchess is gone too. One by one, everyone is leaving. Then Henry's voice echoes in her mind. Isn't it cold? At last, Navier understands. Yes, now she feels the cold. Do you think Sovieshu is truly worried about the empire, or is he simply jealous? And what exactly are Duke Urgi and Henry planning behind closed door? Let me know in the comment. And don't forget to like and subscribe for the next episode of The Remarried Empress. Thank you for listening to Manga with May. I'll see you soon.